Priya was 24, office job, Spotify premium, anxiety, the full package. One evening she bites into a gulab jamun and feels this weird sensation. Not pain exactly, more like a warning. She ignores it. 2 weeks later, 2 a.m., she's sitting on her bathroom floor, jaw throbbing, googling, "Can a tooth kill you?" The next morning, her dentist says 4 words: "You need a root canal." And Priya's brain completely blanked out. Today, I am going to tell you everything Priya wished she had known before she said yes. So first, what was actually happening inside Priya's tooth while she was stress eating that gulab jamun? Every tooth has a soft inner layer called the pulp. It got nerves, blood vessels, the whole thing. Under the normal condition, your enamel and dentin protect it. But when a tooth gets deeply decayed, cracked or injured, bacteria can reach the pulp and cause an infection. When that happens, you feel it. Sensitivity, spontaneous pain at 2 a.m., throbbing that paracetamol doesn't touch. And here's what most people don't realize. If you leave it, the infection can spread to nearby tissues and even enter the bloodstream, creating much more serious health concerns. So, the root canal isn't the scary thing, but the untreated infection is the scary thing. But nobody tells you that in the chair when you are already panicking. Priya went home and did what every Gen Z person does. She opened Instagram, YouTube, Googled everything, and everything she found was either a dentist calmly explaining a procedure on a plastic tooth model or someone's reaction reel looking like they had just survived a war zone. Neither helped. Here's the actual data though. In a study of 349 people, 35% had heard that root canal was the most unpleasant dental treatment. But when they actually looked at people who had the procedure, only 17% said it was the worst experience. Read that again. The reputation is almost double the reality. Patients who have heard negative stories about root canal showed higher anxiety. But former patients who had actually heard those same negative stories recorded lower anxiety than the patient who had no experience at all. Basically, experiencing it breaks the myth. But most of us go in with the myth intact. And that fear is not just emotional. Anxious patients are more than twice as likely to feel moderate or intense pain during the procedure because anxiety literally affects how your nervous system processes sensation. Priya was going home in terror and her terror was going to work against her. So here's what Priya actually needs to know what a root canal usually is, step by step. Step 1. Anesthesia. With modern techniques and anesthetics, more patients report that they are comfortable during the procedure. You will feel the pressure, but you won't feel the pain, and there's the difference. Number 2. Access. Dentist creates an opening at the top of the tooth, exposing the pulp, which contains damaged nerve and blood vessels. 3. Removal. The pulp inside the tooth is carefully removed. Then the root canals are cleaned, shaped with chemicals like sodium hypochlorite, chlorhexidine, which is antimicrobial. Number 4. Sealing. The canals are filled and sealed. Number 5. Crown preparation is done, in which crown with a different material is placed on the top. The whole thing typically is about 1 to 2 appointments. But if there is active infection, more than 1 appointment may be required. That's it, and it's done. But Priya didn't know any of this. She just said okay in the chair and nodded and hoped for the best. Here's what she wasn't told. 1. For the first few days after the procedure, her tooth would feel sensitive, especially since there was active infection before the procedure. She thought something went wrong. It hadn't. It was normal. Second, the success rate of root canal treatment is significantly higher in patients with lower anxiety level, which is 85% versus 65% in higher anxiety patients. Meaning, knowing what's coming isn't just comforting, it literally improves your outcome. Number 3. She could have asked more questions, but she didn't know she was allowed to. She could have asked what are the risks, how many settings, what do I do if pain doesn't go, will my tooth color change, and did your dentist mention that? And fourth, most important one, most patients 96% said they would undergo further root canal treatment again to save a tooth. 96%. If it was as bad as internet makes it seem, that number wouldn't exist. Priya got through it. Crown is on, tooth is fine. What she lost wasn't peace of mind during the procedure. She lost it in the 2 weeks before, while googling, while imagining, while carrying a fear that was bigger than the reality. This channel exists because the gap between what patients feel and what they are told is massive, and someone needs to stand in that gap. If you have dental appointment coming up and you are scared, drop it in the comments. I'll tell you what to expect. Like, subscribe and share with someone who's been avoiding their dentist. They need to see this more than you do.